What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Geekcypha here on Free X Agents Media on YouTube. That's FXA Media. And then you can also find us on geekcypha.com, GEEKCYPHA. And then you can also find us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Geekcypha. Those are all the places. We are in a bunch of other places. Like we're going to be on the 26th. We're going to be at MTL Movie Club's Movie Night Trivia Night. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later. Ness is going to hopefully be able to jump in. If she can't, folks, it's because she's getting ready for the big night.
She's
so
setting up spaces.
She's setting up the spaces. And then we got to give a shout out to Skinny. Hopefully Skinny can jump in because I know he has an event that's happening tomorrow, January 23rd at La Belmont. We're going to be talking about that a little bit later. But to start us off, because we have so much news, I thought we should just jump into the news.
Quit it, bro.
I thought we should just jump into the news. And this one, I feel, Jaws, I hope that you enjoy this one because I feel this is very much a Jaws-centric.
Oh.
Because we always talk about like your deep knowledge of the cartoons and that era. So
I try.
I feel like you'll appreciate this one. So let me get it. Ladies and gentlemen, after 33 years, the captain has returned.
And he's a hero.
He's going to take pollution down to zero. Captain Planet, 33 years, and they made him a Zaddy. Zaddy Planet is here, folks.
What's this term?
Zaddy, sexy daddy planet.
Oh my Lord. How do we make him sexy? We put a beard on.
Well,
him.
look at. I mean,
He like green.
Well,
we put a good old beard on him.
He looking rugged. They're calling him Zaddy Planet online. Captain
Planet
Planet
look happy at all.
I know.
No, he looks unimpressed with our generation.
What have you
ruined it?
He's just like, did y'all not learn the lessons I was trying to teach you in that damn TV show? What
happened to my Planeteers? What happened to my Planeteers? They fade to them. Like two of them are pregnant. And there's a fat guy. One's in jail.
Oh my god!
Surprisingly, Mati's the one in jail. Hart. You'd be surprised why.
Oh no! This is actually the Planeteers, so people are pretty excited about this. That the whole crew is back.
Gaia's still Gaia.
Yeah, Gaia's still Gaia. Mati's there. G, Linka, Wheeler, and Kwame. And then you have
the girl in the purple dress.
Gaia. She was the computer, right?
Oh,
no,
right.
She's the spirit of the earth. She's the one that.
Sorry.
Okay.
Because all the kids are doing their own thing.
See, I told you this was his set,
right?
You know?
Yeah, like it's in the intro. The intro always catch you up to speed. That was the 80s and 90s. Hey, you don't know what's going on? All right, just watch the intro. You're gonna be good. Thundercats. That's all you need to know. Boom.
Count Duckula was one of the bigger ones.
Oh my god, Count Duckula was a great one. But no, let's stick to our boy here because I don't want to take too long on Captain Planet, but he's returning. They're returning as a comic strip, from what I understand, which is pretty great. People are pretty excited about it. Hold on, I'm gonna put him back on the screen.
He has a brace on his leg. That's why he has to stick.
Oh yeah, so of course the black guy going to be injured because you can't have him being too fast.
Well, it was weird. I was like, why is he having? Okay, they're just giving him a walking stick because he's from Africa. Oh, okay, fine. And I'm like, no wait, he's got a brace on his leg.
Yeah. I know.
You're gonna mess up some people. You're gonna mess up some people sick.
Just to give you guys the picture again, that's
got
him.
The arthritis in the knee there.
Yeah. You know what? I shouldn't complain because that's me. I'm the one. I should be. If anything, this is the most seen I've ever felt. I have that texture hair for once. I totally need my knee brace. Actually, joking aside, I have my knee brace right here. This is my knee brace.
His body. Kwame outran his body. That's what happened.
Yeah. Look,
I got Matrix where the dude outran the Matrix.
Oh yes, Animatrix. That was great. But yeah, so Captain Planet's going to be coming back, as people have been saying. Zaddy Planet. The internet is very excited for his return. 33 years. It's going to be a comic book. It's going to be brought to us by the folks over at Dynamite, if I'm not mistaken. Writer David Pepose is still in the midst of his acclaimed Space Ghost comic run on Dynamite, and now he's turning his attention to rebooting another classic cartoon superhero into a modern comic, Captain Planet, which will arrive this spring through Dynamite, the same publisher as Space Ghost. And frankly, the new Captain Planet seen here with his smashing beard is kind of hot. I'm telling you,
Smashing
the internet.
beard.
I feel like he's giving me this vibe of, remember they said the power is yours. And he's like, give me back my damn power.
Yeah. What have you done with the gifts I've given you? That's the stare that he's getting.
I am genuinely looking forward to the comic book being him. I would hope, because obviously if they're going to be bringing back Kwame and all of them, they're starting from scratch. It would have been cool if they had done a reboot of the story, in the sense that he comes back and things have gotten worse and he's just like, what happened? How did you not learn from the lessons I was telling you 30 years ago? So that would have been really cool, but unfortunately, I don't think that's what we're going to get. Yeah, it would have been too real. But
they say it's been 33 years. However, there was the Don Cheadle thing where he did the parodies for a while, which were
hilarious. Messed up.
Come on, those are great.
That doesn't count.
He tried to make it relevant again.
That doesn't count.
They were great.
Was not a humor. College humor, not college humor, but
it was one of those.
Yeah.
Funny or Die or something.
It was
Funny or Die. Okay,
it was gold.
But yeah, so Zaddy Planet coming back. It's going to be coming in April, I think, is what they said.
Skinny also gave the look of like, what does that
mean? Skinny, you weren't here when we were talking about how Captain Planet has been redone to be a Zaddy. So, you saw the picture. He's got the beard. People are calling him hot and everything. It's a whole thing.
You have a beard that makes you hot? Okay.
Hey, are we fighting it? We all got beards on the screen. Why are we?
Everyone has their evil beard going. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, man.
Right. Spock taught us early on. He's just like, y'all see me over here being Spock? Now look at me with this goatee, and everyone's like, oh shit, he looking good. Yeah, and that was a whole shift.
Then we'll doubled it down.
Yeah. That was great.
One where they had the felt.
Yeah, that was pretty funny
the evil timeline. We have felt beards.
Every week, no problem.
That's so great.
What else do we got? Oh yes, this is some pretty awesome news. This is one that I've talked about a little bit in the past on the show when I was talking about Lucasfilm. So I feel like I'm going to share the screen again. So we finally have found out that they are officially making Children of Blood and Bone, which is written by Tomi Adeyemi. It's a young YA novel. It's been out for a couple years. Very, very popular series that taps into the Orisha and African magic lore. A lot of people excited about it because it kind of the idea of this book and the build up of this book. Funny enough, one of the main things, and I think I'll read that paragraph right now if I can find it. Plus, with Stenberg casting, Adeyemi's journey comes full circle. In interviews promoting the first novel, the young author explained that the Hunger Games, and particularly the backlash of Stenberg cast as Rue and Lenny Kravitz as Sina in the 2012 film, inspired her to begin writing this Black experience. So she wrote this book based on the fact that people didn't like the idea that Rue was Black in Hunger Games, and the actress who played Rue
said in the book,
said
in that particular region, all those people are straight up Black.
Exactly.
I like the motivation. Spite. I always like when spite's the motivation.
If you don't have
it's
spite,
not spite. It's a little spite.
No. You need spite in creativity. If you don't have spite, then you don't get Pee Wee Herman. You do not get that.
Don, don't pivot too hard. Let's tell this story.
Talking about this very eccentric story. Let's talk about the whitest thing that came from the 80s.
Let's finish talking about this for a second.
Sorry, go on.
So this cast is going to be wild because the cast is going to include like pretty much every Black actor that you could think of. There was a poster at one point showing everybody. I'm trying to find. So we have Viola Davis, Cynthia Vero, Idris Elba. What's girls? I just watched her show. Sorry?
The girl from The Jackal?
Yes, but why am I drawing a blank on her name just now? Damn it. Okay, I have to look it up because I know Cynthia Vera, Idris Elba, Lashana Lynch. I kept thinking Lynch, and I was like, no, don't say just Lynch. That
no, you're right. You're on.
Yeah, you can say Lynch.
Yeah, no, I know, but I was just like, what's her first name?
Put respect on the name. The name.
This isn't Jeopardy. I don't just want to say a last name. Who is Lynch? Like, and then Chiwetel oh god, it was Ejiofor. Always mess up his name. Always.
You almost had the dunk. You were like,
I know. It
took me a while.
Messy little layup in the dunk. But yeah, guys, this cast is going to be crazy. It's going to be, this, like when we talked about how last week a cast of others and doing these films, this entire experience of this story, these young actors who are going to be the lead characters, Thuso Mbedu, Amandla Stenberg, Damson Idris, and Tosin Cole. Like, that's young Black Hollywood there, especially Tosin Cole, who did Supercell that we talked about. So it's kind of big to see him and this whole cast. I mean, Amandla, with her whole situation with the Acolyte, already probably not loving Lucasfilm. So it's kind of funny that this film ended up not being at Lucasfilm anymore. And this is where it's ended up. It's over at Paramount. So,
not to go too much about the spite thing, but it'd be the best spite aspect if they were to put it in the film.
What?
They do the Raymond Holt where they get it both ways, where it's like they cast one region to be white, and like when that region comes in, they all like say, "Great, thank you for you guys," and then the second one white person who gives like a bit of sass, they brutally murder them on film.
Damn.
Good old Raymond Holt, get it both ways. That's
Jesus.
Fight back.
Fight back. Like, you're welcome here. Screw you.
But yeah, guys, I'm excited for this. Children of Blood and Bone. It looks like a fantastic series. I've listened. I unfortunately did not finish the audiobook. I got into it at first and I was listening to it, but I had a bunch of other things I was listening to at the time and did not finish it, which was a mistake. So ideally, I'm going to try and get through all of it in the next little while. But the movie is expected in January of 2027, and I'm very happy that it's no longer over at Lucasfilm and we'll actually get a proper an opportunity to make it to the big screen.
It won't be tampered with whatever's going behind Lucas/Disney films.
Yeah. This one, so Skinny stepped away for a second. I really did want to talk about this for a second with him, but guys, the rumor is that now that Deadpool and Wolverine made some $1 billion, they want to do a Wolverine trilogy with Hugh Jackman and bring him back for 10 years. Dave, hit us with your thoughts.
We're gonna keep
everyone knows how
80.
Everyone knows how much I love both characters. Everyone knows how much I love both actors as these characters.
Right.
I'm even saying that's fucking wrong. I'm sorry. Did we make past the 5 minutes? We made past 5 minutes.
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah. It's fucking damn wrong. Give the torch to somebody else.
Yep.
The only way this makes sense is if they recast another person to be young Wolverine.
Yes.
And the only reason why you have Hugh Jackman there is because he's being old man Logan in some shape or form.
Yes.
That's the only way that makes sense.
But we know that's not what they're trying to do, because they said 10 years and a whole other trilogy. So the only thing we might get is, if this is what they're doing, the end of that second trilogy might finally introduce. Listen,
that's wrong.
Yes,
no.
It's 2025.
You're making the mistake with Downey already. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, big facts. It's 2025, and I'll say it. We've all said it. I don't want Hugh Jackman playing Wolverine in 2035 at the age of 60 something. I'm sorry.
They already said it in the movie. They're going to do it. They're going to be true to that. We thought it was a joke. You're going to be doing this till you're 90.
Dude, he's going to be 66.
But the thing is, he won't be able to. It's going to become, what was that movie with Robert De Niro? And everyone's like, yo, it's the Scorsese movie. And it's like, he got all his old crew back.
The Irishman?
Yeah, it's like, it's cool that you got the Rat Pack back, but it's like, it's very visible that like you're doing CGI for everything. When they're trying to kick a person, it looks like they're gonna fall over. Like, no, stop it. Just stop it.
Of course, Sebastian. He must.
It's already bad enough that part of me doesn't even want. And I say this because I do love everything that he makes. I'm a bit of a fanboy for him. I hate to admit that, but like I love Ryan Reynolds. Even me, I'm like, you're gonna have to figure out a way to pass the torch to a younger person. The only reason why Ryan Reynolds would be able to get away with being Deadpool is because you could hypothetically just do everything in voice and have someone else in the suit.
But even his voice is going to age after a while.
Well, yeah, I
agree. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that like that, and technically when you do take off the mask, you are supposed to look like you're brutally, like you're not supposed to look human. Like,
okay, that's
you know
funny.
What I mean? Like
as he ages,
it doesn't matter to
it
a
wouldn't.
certain,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, but even at that, it's like you can't make him wobbly Deadpool.
Yeah, I so one of the things that is difficult with this situation for me is I don't want to sound ageist, but I don't think it's fair to ask Hugh Jackman, even if he wants to. I don't think it even makes sense to have Hugh Jackman be playing Wolverine at 66.
How are you going to keep up the body alone? The body alone. But like screw the acting.
Let's say he does. Let's say he does the steroids and the Ozempic, which I don't think is a good.
He's not going to make it to 66.
That's the thing. Like the things he would have to.
Sly Stallone did.
Yeah, but
dude,
do we want to talk about the Expendables and how bad he looks? Because he looks horrible in those movies.
Not going to say number 1, number 2 is iffy, but number 3, watching him run down the aisle, or like there was like one time he had to run down like a place where there was boats, a dock, and dude, I'm there like he's gonna bust out his knee, like he's gonna roll his ankle, like he looks like you could tell that he was running horribly, and they sped up the video, like it's.
Because doesn't he have a TV show right now?
Yeah, King Tulsa.
Yeah,
but he's an old person
Tulsa
in
King,
that. Like
Tulsa King. Yeah,
I don't want to be rude there, but he's playing his age in that, from my understanding.
Yeah, because he's 78 years old, and he looks like there's picture. I don't even want to show the pictures. I feel like being mean to show the pictures.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, all right, I don't need to work out no more. I'll do stuff to stay healthy, but.
Have you guys watched
Iron Crazy?
I was about to say he was in FUBAR though.
Have you watched FUBAR? Because it's pretty good. Like in FUBAR, you could see like, oh, I'm not the young whippersnapper. I need a young whippersnapper on the team. The whole story is,
but he's his age though in the movie.
Yeah,
right?
in the show, the whole story is his daughter. He finds out that quick spoiler, he's an agent. His daughter's an agent. They find out that they're both agents, but they didn't know they were both agents for the agency. And his daughter is the young heir apparent to doing all the cool things that he used to do. Yeah. And that to me seems like a good mix. But Wolverine, Hugh Jackman.
You have to know your role, man.
Especially for what Wolverine is as a character. Sorry, Joss, go ahead.
Honestly, I kind of feel like comic book movies have already had its like existential moment kind of thing. Where like comic books was like, okay, people we're not bringing back to life.
Right.
You know, Gwen Stacy, Bucky, Jason Todd, not bringing him back. Right. And then how many years it took? Like maybe 30 years, 20 years, 15, 20 years. And
all of them back.
But started bringing them back. Spider-Gwen, Winter Soldier, Red Hood. But like this was a span of what, 5 years, 10 years? Like not even that long.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, right? Like perfect example. It's something I might talk in another. I'll talk about the show maybe on another episode or whatever. But I want to give the example. I watched The Inside Man recently, and The Inside Man is
Denzel
show with Ted Danson.
Oh, the other one.
It's a TV show. It's The Inside Man, I believe it's called. And it's just about how.
A man on the inside.
A man on the inside. Sorry, I said it wrong. I said it incorrectly.
A man on the
inside.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to talk about the show because I actually do want to give its kudos one time when I actually review it. But basically, Ted Danson is he's acting of a guy who's a widower because his wife died of dementia at an older age. But like you see that the whole premise is that he's old, and you see that he's old because he's freaking old. He's 70 something or 80 something, right? I'm tired of like. Trust in the next generation of actors to be able to act, because then we're going to have this massive gap of like example with how Hollywood is going now. Eventually we're not going to have any good actors for anyone between 30 to 45 years old because you don't have anyone cutting their teeth or whatever between the 18 to 25 roles they're supposed to be doing so that they're good and know what they're doing to play these other good roles. Just keep giving it to the older people, which don't get me wrong. In some cases it makes sense. In some cases, it does not. Like, Robert Downey Jr., I'm like, if you make it a one-off movie and you're not going to bring him back forever, sure, do this Doctor Doom thing, because it's technically in the comic books that there's another alternate reality where
Still don't love it.
but I still don't love it.
Right.
But this thing with Hugh Jackman as the rumor, no.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea. And the other thing is like, even when I was watching this, like the most recent movie, you still I'm not saying in his movements or anything, but you could still tell that Hugh was older.
Yeah.
Regardless of how
dude,
jacked he was,
easily,
which I give credit to the jackness. I give credit to
he worked on himself,
like,
but when I'm watching that movie, I could tell that this is not the same Wolverine we had in Wolverine 2.
Yeah, it's just
which I feel like was his peak, like one of his peak fit.
Yeah,
movies.
It's like when you were watching, if you watched Dial of Destiny, or is that it? The last Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny, I think. It's called.
God, I don't
like
remember
when
the
you
name of
watch that. When you watch that one
with time travel.
Yeah, but you look at it, and you look at Harrison Ford, you're like, dude, like you are old. Like I say it with respect, but like you're old. Like it doesn't make sense.
Thought that too. It's like, for this, come on, like
you know.
Yeah, it makes me wonder what his relationship is with Disney, that he keeps going back to them, because the fact that but like, no, don't get. Yeah, I get it. He money, but
did he know he has a Nicolas Cage thing?
Did he want to do that last movie? Like, did he want to do the Indiana Jones?
I think he did. I think that was a him thing.
Did they only give it to him if he did them the favor of being the Red Hulk then? Because there had to be some tit for tat.
I feel like with the Red Hulk, he's like, oh, that's something different. I want to do, like, I feel like he's really good at doing different things. But the problem is that when he does a different thing, he's an iconic character after that moment.
Yeah, it's true.
You know,
there's not many
like
things
Air
he's
Force
touched.
One, get off of my plane, boom, you know? Every movie he does, he's like, I'm doing something different. Everyone's like, yeah, and they start yelling that thing
immediately.
That like,
you know,
I only ask because, like, when I look at that Indiana Jones movie, because I saw it in theaters and was just like, this is not a good movie. And then when I see that he's going to be in Red Hulk, I'm like, all right, hopefully this is going to be a good movie. But, you know, like we said last week, we have concerns. So I just wonder what kind of deals and handshakes are being done so that this is brought to us.
But like example, we could even use the Indiana Jones as the perfect example of like a missed opportunity, in the sense that, like, don't get me wrong. First of all, I do think the fourth one is technically better than, or so the last one is better than
the Shia LaBeouf one.
Yeah, I hate that movie so much. But anyways, that's a whole other.
They did try to hand it off in that one, didn't they? And then
the handoff should have just been, and I say this for a lot of things because it works, and I don't know why no one does it. You should have James Bond it. Like, for example, when you're looking at Indiana Jones, Chris Pratt, everyone said it, everyone was thinking about it. You see him doing certain things with the Jurassic Park stuff. He could have passed off as Indiana Jones.
I thought they were doing that, and then
what are you doing that face for?
I don't want Chris Pratt in more movies.
Oh, I'm not saying that, but like, let's be serious. So, like, how he looks and what he does. Come on, he could have done it.
I don't find that Chris Pratt to me looks like a young Harrison Ford. So I don't know.
No, not a young Harrison Ford, a young Indiana Jones.
All right.
It's like it's a vibe.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say it's definitely a vibe. You get the hat, you get the whip, you get the shoes, and you're like, let's go raiding. I like that.
Yeah, that's
sure. I don't know. I mean, if that's how you guys feel, I mean,
that's the name of the episode. Let's go raiding.
I would say think about it like this: like the Indiana Jones serial adventure, it's a vibe that they've been trying to redo for the longest time. Like, look at the Mummy movies. Was it Sahara?
I would say Brendan Fraser.
Sahara,
I would say Brendan Fraser would have been a better indie when he had done those Mummy movies.
If they had,
because he's fantastic.
Yeah, but he's too old. Like, then you
I was gonna say, I'm sure they were probably trying to, and then Disney was like, or no, not Disney, excuse me, whoever owned it, Fox was like, no, we're not doing that, and Universal was like, well, we could just do our own.
It's great. It's great. But yeah, anyways, next topic. We got more news. So we'll go on to this next one. I think this is one of our last two. So this one, I'm like, okay, they announced some new cast. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, which is the Supergirl film that is currently filming. That's going to be part of the DC Studios universe, primary universe. So David Krumholtz, who we know from all those like 90s movie, late 90s, early 2000s, like Harold and Kumar.
what's the other one? The Stifler's American Pie. Like he's been in a bunch of those movies. So he also
that guy. Yeah.
Very, very, very much
Santa Claus.
Yes, he is the head elf. Head elf in the Santa Claus. He wanted to be the voice of Ben Grimm for the Fantastic Four film franchise. He actually went out and said he really wanted it, and he unfortunately didn't get it, which was unfortunate because I think he would have been great. But I guess it's true because they wanted to. What they're doing with Ben Grimm is having him as a real person before, and unfortunately, David doesn't look as fit as Homeboy from The Bear. But then Emily Beecham, who I know from the show 1899, where she's fantastic. She's a lead in 1899. She's also joining the cast. I don't know if they've officially announced. They haven't announced
their roles
yet, from what I saw, but they're joining the cast. The next piece of news actually ties into this. So I'll zoom in because it's all DC's television and film projects are now under DC Studios. Because Harley Quinn was developed long before us, we didn't think it was fair to put the DC Studios fanfare on there. On Penguin, which we had a small hand in developing, we have a different DC Studios animation at the end. We're currently working on the DC Studios Elsewhere opening. So a lot of people were really excited about the idea that they're going to have the DC openings and DC Studios and DC Elsewhere. I don't know.
I hope if they do it properly, I just hope it does create the concept of being able to allow people to know, like, if I'm making a Justice League, we know where our gang are back. Like, it could help, but it could also be just like useless or whatever.
I think it makes sense. You're right in that sense that putting the different fanfare will always let us know which universe we're in.
Yeah.
I just hope they're going to keep these universes separate.
100%.
I keep hearing people really hoping that Pattinson's Batman ends up in this new Superman universe, and I'm like, don't. It doesn't even make sense. No. Like, if you guys have been watching Harley,
I didn't see the season yet.
So the new Harley, one of the things that that they're doing, one of the tropes, it's not really a spoiler, but Gotham and Metropolis are across the water from each other.
Okay.
And Gotham is destroyed. Like, it
was always in shambles.
Yeah, but we're talking like it's even worse. It's completely fallen apart. Everyone from Gotham smells like urine. Part of the joke.
Yeah.
So it's like New York in the summertime.
Yeah. That's essentially. But Metropolis across the water, which is called the Big Peach, or no, the Big Apricot.
So it's the Big Apricot,
down Big Georgia,
freaking.
But it's right across the water. It's and it actually makes sense because of the fact that technically Gotham, even in the Penguin series, is in New Jersey. So yes, Metropolis being New York, the Big Apricot, fine. But one of the things that bothers me is that there's that immediate divide from when Harley and Ivy cross over the water into this palatial, beautiful city. And that's what it feels like when I watch Pattinson's Batman, if he was to be put in this new Superman. You would have to have a Gotham that's like scummy and destroyed, and then somehow like midway through the water being full of gunk and green, the water just gets
ocean blue.
Yeah, it just turns perfectly crystal blue, and then the other side is this palatial, gorgeous silver and gold.
Constantly at work.
Yeah. There's like some kind of secret current that just burns anything goes through, and that's my problem with it. The fact that there's too many universes at once is going to come and bite them in the ass eventually. Not right now, but I think it will be a problem at some point. I truly do.
A rumor, if I can just add it. I read it earlier today. I didn't get a chance to add it to the thing. One rumor, it's a big rumor, and I'm only bringing it up because we did talk about it a lot last week about the potential recasting of T'Challa, this and that. Apparently, one of the names that is in the bucket is I forget David Washington.
John David Washington. He's being apparently looked at for that. Couldn't believe a better potential replacement, both as like a strong actor, strong in the community and whatnot. But who knows? Like, let's see what happens with all that. You got to execute that properly. I did see that rumor. I was like, okay, John David might be interesting. Denzel, because the other thing is Denzel is supposed to be in the third.
Yeah, which that make like I'm not like Imagine, I'm just saying, if Denzel, for some weird reason, in the third one, is an alternate universe where he's the dad of T'Challa, it makes ridiculous sense. If he's any other character, whatever. But if by chance he's somehow like the dad or another uncle of the dad, that makes too much sense.
I heard the rumor's supposed to be Denzel's supposed to be Storm's dad or something like that.
Oh,
that's what I heard. Interesting. So,
but how's that possible? She's an orphan, or maybe they explain why she got orphaned.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa, wow. Okay,
that's the rumor. That's the
rumor.
Joss,
with the deep three, that would be a super interesting one. If Denzel's coming into play Storm's dad, I mean, guys, we've been saying for the longest time, we at this point we really genuinely want them to start giving us mutants in the universe.
Yeah.
So if we're gonna start getting, and also the idea is that there's going to be a time jump, because remember, some people are saying he's being recast as T'Challa. Some people are saying it's the young T'Challa being aged up.
But it's scary to do a time jump, because if you do a time jump, like technically, if you do a time jump, almost anyone from the first like 1 to Endgame, with the exception of I guess Thor, everyone would have to be ridiculously aged up. I don't know how I feel about that.
Isn't this going to be the second time jump?
Thank you. I was going to say, if anything, we've already seen them do time travel. So
I'll explain quickly my worry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm very happy that you have all the characters now, minus Spider-Man, officially owning Spider-Man. But the one thing that has been missing is that I want a world where like all of them are coexisting at the right time, at the right ages. Like example, my only major beef with the X-Men original franchise, or my biggest beef, because there's maybe more than one, but my biggest thing was like, you messed up everyone's age and you messed up everyone's relationships. This is a way to correct all that. Just correct it all, man. Just put everyone at the right place.
Because it's gonna get messy fast.
Yeah,
that's the X-Men.
No.
I was gonna say.
No, I'm just saying, like, oh hey, look, it's Scott, and it's Jean, and Madeline, and then Mr. Sinister, and then their son from the future, but then Scott's dad from from space.
I was just gonna say,
and Havoc's over there. What's going on?
Forget we time displaced the original group for a full run in the comic book,
ridiculous,
into the current era.
And young Iceman told future Iceman his sexual orientation, which, just for the record, is ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a really weird way to have a character come out.
Like, I have no problem people being casted, however, but like that just didn't make sense. That's poor writing. Yeah, them deciding that they wanted to have Iceman, Bobby Drake, be gay, and the way to do that was to time displace the younger version of him, to have his mind read by the Jean Grey, to then her say, "Oh, I'm sorry." And then it just comes out that he's gay. Sure, maybe. And then he breaks up with Kitty, by the way, at that time, because he's dating and having sexual relations with a woman.
You're trying to understand writers who
I'm trying to understand bad writers.
I mean, yeah. This is another thing. I wish Skinny was here, because he's the one that posted it. Skinny recently posted replied to a post where someone said, "How do you feel about Keke Palmer being Rogue?" And Skinny gave what I feel is a very fair and perfect answer, and I'll read it because I'll try and find it real quick. But Skinny wrote, I have it in the wrong place. Skinny essentially was just like, "Nah, B, I don't want that. Like, why would you, like, let's protect these black women, and instead of having them play these roles where they're just going to get hated on like crazy." So yes, he wrote, are you against Keke Palmer? Someone wrote, "Are you against Keke Palmer playing X-Men's character Rogue in the MCU?" And Skinny wrote, "Yes, I don't need black women catching any more hate than they already do over a comic book character. Go find a white Rogue and make sure that Storm and Monet St. Croix stay black." And I agree with that. And that's the same thing where, like, instead of having Bobby Drake come out as gay, you have the North Star.
Yeah, North Star. You have a bunch of You have less popular. Sorry, it's not even about having less popular characters.
No, they are less popular. They are less popular than Bobby Drake.
But I want to change that. You have people who their sexual preference or relationships are less popular.
But not even just that, because a person can not realize, or a person can have an orientation that they aren't comfortable with opening up to people with. So Bobby Drake not coming out because it might not have been the right time for him is a possible story. And his history with all of these different women was like I think I agree with you with this part. The bad writing was they tried to pretend that that was him hiding.
But that doesn't. But the reason why
it happens, but
like the reason why I'm against it, right, is because there's like a long history of him and the Human Torch.
But hold on,
going out.
Instead of us talking about him and the Human Torch,
there's a big history of him and Human Torch being great friends, and then always going out and, fraternizing with ladies. Which I'm not saying that,
The thing is, though, you're focusing on Bobby Drake. Let's skip the Bobby Drake part of it. Let's focus on the fact that there are other characters that they could write and take advantage of that.
A complete. But that was only that's the only reason why I was. But the only reason why I was talking about it that way was because it's like all suddenly making Bruce Wayne.
No,
it doesn't make sense for what you've been doing, and you have so many people who.
That's the thing.
It doesn't matter who they're dating.
Sorry? Bruce Wayne has seen some shit, so I wouldn't be surprised.
No, but Bruce Wayne's pansexual.
Well, I was about to say, but that would have made it more. I would have rathered Bobby Drake be that
pansexual.
It would have been more sense.
Yeah,
it would have made more sense.
Yes, yeah. It would have made more sense to be like, oh, he's been pansexual this whole time, blah blah. Instead of saying like
when they wrote that. I don't think people even knew pansexual was even a thing.
No, but, or bisexual.
Make him bisexual first, and then if pansexuality
later.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying. I think that the writer at the time really just wanted to include a character and have more visibility for the LGBTQIA community, and I get that, but it's the same way that like when people say they want to have more visibility for the BIPOC community, Black, Indigenous, people of color, and they want to add those stories and they race bend characters. This is what Skinny was saying, what I've been saying. You don't need to race bend us, you don't need to queer bait, there are characters there in the universe, they have their lore. Leave those characters alone and let's expand on the other characters. And anyone who's just like, yeah, but they're not as popular. Yes, there's a reason they're not as popular. You're not using them. You're not giving them
into them.
You're not tapping into their story. You're not giving them a chance to shine. And there's a reason. Monet St. Croix is a fantastic character. So many people don't know who she is. We just said the name, and there are people who have no idea who Monet St. Croix is. But you know who Storm is because everyone and their cousin has been talking about Storm for the last X amount of years. But you have other characters that you could use, and I think it's unfortunate that they don't take advantage. Monet St. Croix has powers almost on par with Rogue.
Yeah, but there's also like example, like who's the. In regards to DC, who's the girl who has like the amulet and she always do the people's powers?
Different people's powers?
Different animals' powers?
Oh, Vixen.
Like, why are you not bringing that person onto the screen?
Yeah.
Who does have a
they
good...
did have her in Justice League Unlimited, and there was that love triangle going on, but yeah, past that.
No, but I'm talking about like real life, like.
But I mean, no, but I think Jaws is right. Take advantage of the fact that you've introduced her. She's had people have seen her for a good couple of years on the show. Like, we know Vixen. Like,
I think it's a little bit messed up that we're for sure getting Mr. Terrific first, and not even like Black Green Lantern. Even though Green
well, I mean, I think they're keeping that for the show
for a while. Like people kind of know him.
I just got an action figure. You probably can't see him, but he's right there next to Wolverine. New figures. Oh, but you know what? So just quickly, I feel like we should show her because she is a fantastic character. Monet. I really truly believe, and I agree 100% with Skinny when he says it. The time is now to take advantage of these fantastic characters you have and these fantastic stories you can tell with different people, where you don't have to use the same 5 people over and over.
So
multiple forms,
or is that somebody else?
No, she's black. She's just light skinned, but she's black.
No, there's a. So I'm looking at one of the fandom wiki thingies, and it's showing a character named Penance. That's the same person.
Oh,
Penance, not enough, but close enough for now.
Isn't that Speedball?
Yeah, I thought Penance was Speedball in Marvel.
But she's like all red. She's all red.
Oh, does the name Penance used twice?
Oh, maybe. Possible.
I don't know. Maybe there's a mistake here. I don't know. As Penance.
Oh no, Penance. It's probably one of her different iterations.
Yeah.
Capable of shifting into her penance for. Yeah, because Penance is also the name of Speedball when he
evolves to outside of Speedball.
Yeah, when he after the stuff that happens in the
Civil War.
Yeah. Oh boy, now we're getting into it. Anyways, guys, that was our new stuff. We got some other stuff to talk about, but we're gonna get to a quick break. We'll be back. So if you guys just hold it down for a minute with us. We'll be right back. As we mentioned before, Skinny is going to be at La Belmont, holding it down, representing. He's going to be performing tomorrow evening at the Belmont. Actually, I should pull up the Addy for the Belmont because I always forget. And by the way, fun little tidbit trivia for you guys who don't know, because I don't think many people know this. The Belmont, Le Belmont, as it's actually said, is in Across the Spider-Verse.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, the poster. So remember how I mentioned
Into the Spider-Verse? No, the first
Into the Spider-Verse and the second one because it's a poster in his bedroom.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I've mentioned a few times that Patrick O'Keefe, one of the art directors on the Spider-Man, the Sony animated Spider-Man universe, lived in Montreal as a buddy of mine. And when he was working on the film, they were looking for things to design to put up in the room, in Miles's room. And if you watch the movie, there's a Le Belmont poster in the background in the movie, which is so cool to me. The idea that Montreal's Belmont has a poster in a Spider-Man movie is pretty cool. So if you guys ever watch the movie again, which you definitely should, because when the third one comes out, we're all going to need to rewatch it. But even before that, you should just check it out.
Information overload in a good way.
Yeah. You should check it out. The address for the Belmont, 4483 Boulevard Saint Laurent here in Montreal. They're going to be doing the event tomorrow. You can get your tickets. You can check out at Skin Deep MTL. He has some of the information on there, or Action Figgy Skinny. You can always support Skinny on all his different socials and check that out. And then also MTL Movie Club is happening on the 26th. That's going to be here in Montreal on Saint-Ambroise. There's going to be prizes. Geekcypha is actually sponsoring some of the prizes, so there's going to be some gift cards. There's going to be like a movie pass for 2. So, come down. There's going to be some fun trivia stuff. It's going to be a really fun evening. It's being hosted by MTL Movie Club, which is, as you know, Nessa's initiative, her project, MTL Movie Club. She's done a few of them in the past, and it makes for a great time. So yeah, guys, into the next segment. What do we got? I could talk Silo a little bit. I could
talk Silo in your silo.
Guys, I love the sci-fi. The sci-fi is beautiful. Sci-fi is great. Really? Oh, sorry. I had to. I didn't say any names, but I had to. It's been funny times for me because the insanity of this world is so funny. I actually wanted to talk about the TikTok ban a little bit, but I digress. It got banned and it got brought back, so who cares?
It's ridiculous. Don't give it any more attention.
Work.
The what doesn't work?
The algorithms aren't good. Apparently something's messed up about it from what I've heard about it.
Since it came back,
like just something's been off. It's not the same.
Oh, I'm sure, because they took it down, banned it, and then brought it back. but then it's still on pace 75 days, 74 days now, maybe. It's still to be banned if they don't sell, which, again, anyone at TikTok who has the power, if you're listening to this, don't sell. You have no reason to. 300 million Americans, of that, not all of them were using your app. So it's not even the full. You're getting what?
Yeah.
Let's say you get half, not even 150 million Americans versus your entire platform and all the other people you already have.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Also affecting a bunch of other stuff too, like Marvel Snap doesn't work. Is like
Right,
a bunch of other stuff there related to them.
Anything from ByteDance, yeah. So guys, honestly, I don't think it's worth it. Also, like recurring monthly revenue that you're making versus what you could sell it for, you're gonna make more money on a monthly basis. Don't sell it.
It's one of the very few scenarios. The irony is, it's one of the very few scenarios where the people have they're the ones with the nuts in their hand as opposed to the government, because a lot of people turn to them and be like, I can't make money if I don't have TikTok. If I don't make money, I can't spend the money. If I can't spend the money, then it fucks everything up. It doesn't make any sense.
I definitely do think it's sad that there are some people who aren't going to be able to like make money. They're influencers and they are going to lose out on their potential income because of this. I think that part sucks.
It completely sucks.
I do at the same time have.
My favorite part of all this that the government said that, oh, we're doing this because, for security reasons. But then meanwhile, the telecom communication companies got hacked. Yep. And it was only because all the alphabet organizations said, you need to have a back door so us good guys could use this back door. But then if you want to talk about a wall, now everyone can go through that door.
Yeah, exactly.
With what Elon Musk did, I think that's more of a security problem than this. Anyways,
I'm not even talking about it. I know why you brought it up.
No, you want to
know about sci-fi now, Doc? What are you talking about now?
So I've been watching so many shows. North of North, Will Trent, Rookie, St. Denis Medical, High Potential, The Irrational, Abbott Elementary, Animal Control, Going Dutch, Harley Quinn, Shifting Gears, The Sex Lives of College Girls.
Abbott with Sunny, with Always Sunny.
Okay, so I can give that a 1-minute review.
Good.
Not their best. I was actually disappointed.
I heard some people were just like, I mean, like, what? Like, or people that have never seen Sunny at all. They're kind of like, what am I watching?
So then
they go and watch Sunny and they're like, no.
The problem with the episode was it was an Abbott Elementary episode. It wasn't a Sunny episode.
Okay. So this is gonna be pretty rough. You're gonna throw these horrible white people into the school and let them run amok. No,
but that's the thing. That's why I honestly, if you were gonna do the crossover, you should have done the crossover the other way, because having them do the crossover this way was just
too tame.
Yes, the version of Frank that we got, who was like, okay, you got Frank eating trash. Okay. But actually, like, okay, yeah, the usual. Frank ate trash. That's not a weird thing. But on Abbott Elementary, the version of Frank eating trash wasn't like him doing some kind of crazy thing. It was like he's eating the compost trash that Gregory's using for his plants outside. And you're like, all right, that's a weird story. Sure, let's go with that. Obviously, the story that they were going to do with Charlie made sense. Charlie can't read. That's been a major plot of his character for multiple seasons.
He's still wow. That's
Charlie still can't read. So the whole
how long has the show been on the 20 years? Keep going. No reading. No
at this point. Well, no, because now he can read because the two teachers at the school taught him to read.
Wow.
So you finally have Charlie reading, and then Mac was spending the whole episode trying to trick Eva into signing the papers so that they didn't have to do the full week.
Oh, so it's like what do you call it
community
again?
Service.
Community service. And then D was trying to
put them around children.
Exactly.
Especially Dennis.
But then, okay, here's the thing. Thank you for saying it, Skinny. Dennis isn't in the episode.
No, man, fuck that. That's stupid. What the hell is that?
But Skinny, it's the implications.
Dennis is there at the beginning, and when Dennis is just like, what's with the cameras? They explain, oh, there's a camera crew filming a documentary. He goes, I will have no part of this, and then walks away, and then you don't see him for the rest of the episode. And it's just like, that's why I'm saying, like, if they had done this, done this as a Sunny in Philadelphia episode, it would have been even better, because it would have been Dennis running around avoiding the cameras. It would have been Dee trying to sleep with Gregory, being even more aggressive because she couldn't be as aggressive because it's a family show.
Is it a family show?
So
Abbott Elementary is a
Abbott
family show.
Elementary.
Abbott Elementary is a family show. Sunny.
that's what the name of the show is.
Abbott Elementary is the name of the show.
Okay, no,
it's
for a
about
second
an
I was like, this is
elementary
this Silo show. That doesn't make.
No,
I've
no,
lost for a
Abbott
second,
Elementary.
sorry.
It's about an elementary school.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
So they like you really don't get a true Sunny in Philadelphia episode. You just get a like watered down version of the characters.
Well, yeah, it's on ABC. I don't.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. They should have done it on the other side, flip side, man. It would have been so much better.
For all you know, they are going to do. Maybe
I hope
they're
so.
going to do one episode that's the like do a complimentary.
I hope
episode
so.
where it's their
I really
perspective
hope
of
so.
the day,
But
which
our
would be
man show
hilarious.
was on ABC for a long time, and that's not a kid show. Homeboy from Hang Time. You know what I'm talking about. Anthony.
Homeboy.
Which one?
Anthony Anderson, Blackish.
Yeah, Blackish. Come on, that's not.
That's a family show.
That's a family show. That's considered a family
Real,
show.
though.
Was that modern day? Can't say his name, but Jello guy. Is that modern?
Yeah,
day?
but he's not swearing on the show. He's not the one time where they kept talking about wanting to use the N-word and Dion Cole slams a gun on the table. Sure, you have crazy moments like that in the show, but ultimately the show's a sitcom that's PG. Like
They go to
They're not-
Disney World and they start promoting
Yeah.
the Fast Pass. I mean, it's
yeah. But I'm saying like Sunny in Philadelphia, we would have had alcohol, drugs,
Bare minimum.
potential pedophile, like something sad and crazy would have
Something
happened.
sexual would have been happening in that school somehow.
Yeah.
True.
Um,
Those 6 episodes are still the best television I've ever watched. I'm sorry.
of Sunny.
Oh yeah, the first, first
Sunny.
season is the best shit I've ever seen.
Yeah. Sunny is wild.
Sunny is
Fantastic
wildly good.
The other show that I've been watching that I thought was good is The Pitt, which is like a medical drama that is taking the format of 24. So every episode is 1 hour in the ER.
Oh, cool.
It starts at 7 a.m.
Oh.
Third episode in, so we're at 9 a.m. 7,
Well, 9 to 10.
8,
That's
7, 8,
right
9.
on.
Yeah, we're at 9 a.m. The last episode was 9 a.m. 9 to 10. So
And
With
it's
a
great.
name with a name like the Pit, I imagine like a baseball pit.
No, so it's in Pittsburgh, but it's also the ER.
There you go.
Sorry, but the ER is also in the pit of the hospital. Like the hospital, obviously, like you know how the ER is usually the first floor.
Yeah.
So everything comes into the pit and then gets distributed out. Is the mentality. So the ER is like slammed. It's really overrun, and they're having to deal with a lot.
How long is the season going to be? Did they tell you? Do you know?
It's 24 episodes because they're doing an hour an episode. So they should be aiming for 24 episodes, a full 24.
Oh no,
wait.
It's gonna be 12.
Sorry.
It's gonna be only
It's
half
12.
a day. Like,
Yeah,
what are you
true,
talking
true,
about?
true.
You're not gonna do the night.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're right.
a season where it's the night shift.
Yeah,
what are you
he's
talking
right.
about?
He's
Like,
right.
Come on.
Yeah, because
Come
the
on.
first episode is them starting their shift. So
Yeah.
you're right. It's going to be 12 episodes.
Oh, wait,
It's
you
gonna be
mean the
12.
first season's going to end at the shift change? That's
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which makes sense.
Yes. I
it
think
is cool, but
it makes
like,
a
if
lot
you
of
get
sense.
whole next season of different niggas, I'm gonna be mad because then wow,
No, you know what would be great
it's
if every
genius, but it's annoying.
no. But here's the thing: the real genius is if every odd season it's the day shift and every even season is the night shift, and then you have crossovers when people
Oh.
change shifts.
Oh, you're
That
expecting
would
to see
be
the next
fucked
person in
up.
season 3, and you're like, oh no, I'm doing a double. And you're like, ah,
Yeah, there you go. There you
Straight
go.
up, straight up.
that would be wild.
Yeah.
And you see the person's descent into insanity.
That would be good. That would be good.
great. What are you talking about?
Give it
I'm
to
already
me.
sold. I'm already sold. Why we should be hired?
Yeah, I would watch that. Actually, that's a really good point. Yeah,
Like, straight up.
The first episode starts with him getting the report from the other lead doctor from the night shift, and like then a bunch of stuff happens. So it would be cool if someone did a double, seeing someone like go through it, like,
or even like the concept of like example. You could show the example of people doing bad passes of the baton for people and messing
Yes.
things up and good.
Not even writing something on the
affects
chart.
people.
Yeah, or people figuring out problems that people did in the first 12 hours.
Yeah.
Somebody and stuff
Someone's
like it
not
could work
working
very well.
on purpose.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
People not working, and then they're like, "Hey, this is your third strike. We're ready to get the hell off the shift."
Yeah.
And in reality, it's the best time to be an extra because you get to be an extra for like
Oh my
3
God.
seasons.
Yeah, because
you
you
would be the same extra because
Yeah.
your body on the table, right?
because if you're in the ER, yeah, that's one of the things that's kind of
Oh,
crazy.
I
Like
would-
one of the guys that's in the ER in the waiting room is a homeboy that used to be on the show Gotham.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And and I see him in episode 2 for the first time, and then in episode 3 he's in the background when they're running to go outside, and I was like, oh wow, okay,
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Like how in Community there was like a whole story going on in the background with
Abed
Abed
delivering a baby.
You watch the episode again, you see that and then boom, and it's like, what happened to you? Oh, I was doing something else. I was doing my own thing.
Crazy. That could be really crazy.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Throw a little murder mystery in there, and that show's Lily.
The last show I want to mention, people should definitely check out. It's a Canadian show, CBC Gem. It's called North of North. It's about the Inuk community. This young woman who's in the North of North. So she's in an Inuit community. She's an Inuk mother. She's taking care of her kid. She's 26. She breaks up with her husband that she's had since she graduated from high school. They had their first kid like a couple years ago. So the kid's now in school. And she realizes because she was married to like the town hero. So like he's like one of the best hunters and all this stuff, but he doesn't care about her. Like you see in the first episode, like the way he reacts, and he like at one point when he's talking to her, she falls off the boat while they're hunting. And he tells her when she's sitting on the side with a blanket, "You embarrassed me." And I'm like,
too cool.
Yo, she almost died. What are you? How is she embarrassing you? You drove. The reason she fell off the boat is because he drove off, like pushed the boat into full gear while she was standing at the back trying to do something. So she fell off the back of the boat. And it's just like, well, like my dude, that's you. But you know,
too cool for school.
Dude, that's you. Facts. Like you're gonna risk your wife so you could get a seal because your dad did and your grandfather did. It's like, yeah, I get it. Culture important, but you know, don't risk your wife.
He's trying to do 2 birds, 1 stone, bro. Get the award and get the new broad. That's what he's trying to do.
Well, he's not even in the show now. Like it's all about her. Like she finally finds out who her dad is. She finds this new guy that she's talking to. She's like, you know, her and her mom are living together now, raising the daughter. Like it's a whole bunch of cool stuff. So it's a fun show. So I would highly recommend people check it out. What have y'all been watching?
I don't know which one to talk about.
Oh yeah, Silo was good too, by the way. I forgot that's what I wanted to talk about. But
have y'all seen What If? Have y'all been watching What If?
I didn't finish it because I did not fuck with this season.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So this episode, I was like, all right.
Yeah, this season was nowhere near as good.
Okay, so we're gonna talk about this quick.
Yeah, go
You're
for
not
it.
wrong.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, so straight up,
and this is the last season too.
Is it? They're not gonna do another one?
Yeah, they're not doing another one. This is them wrapping it up. Which is
here's
offensive.
Message before you go on, Dave. The dude who is show running this stuff is taking over X-Men.
That's not good.
Boo.
Boo. Don't do that.
So funny.
Don't do that.
We're doomed.
Make my season where Gambit comes. Anyways, that's a whole other tangent. I don't want to go on. So, but the thing is this, right? So,
Monkey's paw.
what if the first 6 so there's 8 episodes, the first 6 episodes basically completely useless? And I'm saying useless in the sense of like in the first 2 seasons, everything was done so that the ending made sense, right? And the only thing I've ever quote unquote complained about was like, oh, the only thing that sucks about this is like real what ifs are like interesting, like questions. Like example, if you're going to the comic books, like what if Spider-Man joined the Fantastic Four? What if it wasn't? What if Spider-Man kept the suit, the suit, like, you know, or what if this or that? Things that are like, okay, if this minute thing changes, we change a lot of history, and that's an interesting downhill. And I was hoping that they would start doing that at some point in these shows.
Yeah.
And in this one, the first one was like, okay, you have like, what if the Hulk somehow separated and became some form of Godzilla type character?
Yeah,
dude, I was like, whatever. But then every episode after that is worse and worse. Like, what if Agatha went to Hollywood? Who freaking cares?
I like the dance scenes from that one, but the story sucked.
You just heard that the best part about an episode of a Marvel show
was
is the dance scene. So we're just gonna leave that on the side. You're gonna tell me now the best part about Madam Web is when they were on the dance on the freaking table. But anyways,
Are you trying to tell me the best part of the Spider-Man 3 movie wasn't emo Spider-Man dancing on a table?
Hey, man, that's the gift that keeps on giving. How dare you?
Right? Okay. But then there's like useless episodes. Like example, like you had what if Howard the Duck and what's the girl?
Darcy.
Darcy had a
Darby,
kid.
whatever.
Like cool. Like,
Why?
but like,
no one see that movie was buried. Lucas buried that movie. Why bring that up?
But the thing is, like, no one. It's not like someone's gonna. Even if you're, because the one thing I don't like about the what ifs is that you only kept it in the MCU, and that was wrong to me. You should have just done it any character, right?
Yeah.
So you go through like 6 episodes, and there's one episode where it's like, what if Shang-Chi was like in the West and stuff? And I'm like, oh, it was
fly.
That was boring. It was boring all hell. But then you get to the last 2 episodes.
Was it still Shang-Chi?
Yeah, it was him. It was legit him. Even reference his name was the 10 Rings.
Oh God.
It was bad. Wow. But then the last 2 episodes, there was one episode that was pretty good. It was like Ironheart trying to like win because it's the Watcher watching her going.
That one, yeah.
That one was good. It was good.
Yeah, there's one where the what's his name? Quentin from Mysterio. Like there's one where Mysterio uses his technology to essentially like take over.
Yeah.
And she has to fight him, and she merges her tech with Vision's tech.
Yeah, and then she becomes cool. like this kind of all-powerful being.
Yeah, which was cool. Yeah.
But that was cool because A, it was actually a good episode.
Yeah.
But B, that was the only real blatant string to the last 2 episodes, which was like the season wrap-up, but it was like the only part where it actually had continuity / a good story, because the last 2 episodes are basically the other Watchers going up to what's his name? Uatu, and saying, you've not been watching, you've been helping, and that's bad.
Yeah,
that's not your job. And cool, like that at least makes sense. And then there's like basically a 2-episode arc where he's like, you guys are wrong. Sometimes after looking at so many things, we should be fixing some of the stuff because some of the stuff is broken. Reality is broken by just repeating the same thing. Blah blah blah.
Right. Yeah, like look what happened to Gambit.
Don't even. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
That's the most brattiest brat thing ever.
You're rude.
Just to piss him off. That was so good. Rude. That was so good. That was so good.
I dropped my camera.
I can't even concentrate now. But anyways,
so funny.
But then here's the thing. In the last episode, in these 2 episodes, you have Captain Carter. That makes sense. You have the Aboriginal. Who is the Aboriginal character that they made in the? Like they made a specific character the first time.
I mean, they introduced like these new characters that are original characters. Same thing with Howard the Duck and Darcy's kid.
Yeah. And then you had Storm Thor. Right. And then I'm like, so you decide to finally do the thing outside of your MCU the last 2 episodes, which again, like they're cool, but it's too little too late. You should have just not done this season, in my opinion. It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
It was a long haul. The last 2 episodes were cool.
Yeah.
And like I said, the Ironheart one was a good episode. I'm not going to pretend that it wasn't. But this wasn't worth doing all this.
I think the part that bothered me the most was knowing that this was the last season. It felt like they didn't put enough thought into it. The episode with Red Guardian and Winter Soldier was horrible.
Really? They bumped back?
Because the Red Guardian and Winter Soldier story picks up from where Winter Soldier kills Howard.
Yeah.
And instead of killing Howard, the Red Guardian comes in, stops him, and then Red Guardian and Winter Soldier go on the lam together, being hunted down by the American police force and all this whatever.
Whereas the Nazis just want Winter Soldier to just off him off.
And it like, as you're watching it, you're like, why would you take what was a fantastic story already and extend it by adding a character who's a complete buffoon
and worsening it?
And I'm like watching this, and it gets to the end, and the end, shocker, the Red Guardian is now an American, like hiding as an American, and he gets offered the opportunity to be a part of some sort of new version of the Avengers.
No, he's part of the Avengers. He's basically the last thing is them being together. It's not new. It's just him being added to, because you have everyone else.
Oh, true. Yes,
you're
right.
He's just added to that
he's
one
added
scene,
to the Avengers,
and he's taking up Cap's spot. And it's so it's this. I don't want to say it's disrespectful, but it's just bad.
And that's the thing. If you're gonna take What If, which is an opportunity to do something really cool, and you're just gonna shit the bed, well, then go hang out with Amber Heard. Like, I don't understand.
Hold on, wait. That's a nasty one. Hold on, that was nice. But like, yeah, that was nice. But that was nice. Wait. So, can we verify the writers of these episodes? And also, again, can we double down and check the showrunner of this? Because I really don't. After hearing these, like in detail, I don't want this person going anywhere.
Well,
near
the problem
like-
with the X-Men 97, right? Assuming that Bo has been not bending the truth too much, because obviously there's two sides to every story. He already said that apparently they screwed the pooch on a lot of stuff with him. Like they already said that apparently he had an angle for season 2 where there was going to be an Age of Apocalypse, and they're suggesting that they're not going to do that anymore, which would be a bad idea. And they even said that in some of the episodes in season 1 were tampered with by them taking the script. For example, the episode where it's like Jubilee has the first half and the second half is Storm and what's his name, Forge. Thank you. Yeah. Apparently the original one didn't even have like the Jubilee part. It was
very much.
It was, we're going to focus on Forge and Storm and show their love, like their relationship, which you got that, but you didn't get it in depth of it. And apparently they massacred that and made it the double episode that we got, which was
they condensed 3 issues into like 50 minutes, which I applaud them. But yeah,
Skinny, is the guy's name AC Bradley? Because I'm seeing
it was a 5th, so I don't know.
I don't want to be mean.
It says series writing credits. We have Brian Andrews and Stephen Frank. Then it says series writing credits again. Series directed by Brian Andrews and Stephen Frank. Series writing credits, and then the person with the most writing credits is AC Bradley.
No, sorry. Matthew Chauncey will be taking over the series as new showrunner starting as of season 3. So they don't have nobody for season 3.
Yeah. Okay, so Matthew Chauncey wrote 10 episodes, executive story editor for 7.
On this shit? This current season? Get in the
But
get out.
But season 2, they shouldn't even have a showrunner. They should have already had everything like
exactly for season 3, where essentially, okay, Dave, if you understand, Brian, you're going to catch this. So you Wendell. This is going to be a Avengers EMH versus Avengers Assemble situation.
No.
Yes. 100%.
No.
We're going to get.
Don't do that.
We have now in X-Men 97 is Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes EMH, the great cartoon that it was, seasons 1 and 2. And then what's going to happen when there's a season 3, we're going to get a little shake up, and it's going to turn into Avengers Assemble, which is that trife that we got as a cartoon.
Oh, damn.
Fucking
everybody hated that shit. And that shit ran for like 10 seasons.
I hate to say it's the only scandal that I really wish I knew what was actually happening, just so that we could figure out a way to be like, let's all shake hands and just get Bo back to do.
You want to just get in there and be in the top room?
Dude, Bo
is never invited back to the cookout.
He's been talking too much. He's getting crazy.
No.
Yeah. Like that's the thing. Even I know when I saw him posting again recently, and I was like, Bo.
Doubling down.
Yeah, it's like
he is doubling. He's like, he literally wrote like, I don't care. And I was like, nigga, if you don't like,
but that's the thing.
It's for the greater good, motherfucker. You're not supposed to be doing for you.
But it's at this point. At this point, news cycles rotate, and people want to know something new, something changed. You aren't part of the mix anymore. You've been out of the mix for so long. You don't know what's going on. You can only tell us what you knew what was happening back in the day. You're not in the mix now.
You better pray Feige or somebody who knows X-Men is on there. That's it.
But what sucks is like apparently, and this is again a hearsay of what he said.
Allegedly.
No, allegedly, he said
what happened
but one of the things that came up to him, and it was in the description when I was reading what happened into that Storm episode. He's like, I got the thing that said, stop being a comic book nerd. And if that is what was told to him, for shame on the idiot that told you that, because that's the whole reason why you even have a show.
I would say, as much as I agree with you, we do have to acknowledge that when they're making this stuff, they're trying to make it more accessible
to all the irregular,
to the outsiders.
It's for us.
Dave, you have to understand. Them niggas who have the Benzes and running around with these millions are not watching these fucking shows.
Yeah, it's not for us, man.
Know what Nightcrawler? They don't know Nightcrawler is blue. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like these people think Storm is white. Like that's how bad it is. This is why we're out here having discussions about. I don't know if you did this yet, Kiki Palmer and all that bullshit.
Yeah,
I
read your quote.
So there.
Yeah, I was saying I wish you were here because we started a whole segment with it. Because I agree with you. Like it's a problem to.
Was that someone just asking, or was that like an actual thing that they're planning to do?
No, she posted Halloween.
For a long time. She posted about it. She's been campaigning a little bit, so on and so forth.
Hey, MCU. If you're gonna do mutants, before he gets too old,
right?
let Method Man be
Bishop.
Bishop.
Yeah.
Let him do it. Just let him do it.
He's already gone.
He was already in. He was already in Luke Cage.
You
Let him
can't
do
take
it.
him anymore. You have to take his brother, the Stallion, Jordan Stallion, and take him instead now.
Oh God.
Hey, come on.
Him and
Come
Jordan.
on.
Him and Jordan have been doing
Shout
that
out
silly.
to Jordan. Shout out to
This guy-
they're great.
This guy acting like him and Jordan best friends.
Yeah, he is. He's great.
Jordan is a Gen Z kid doing his thing.
He ain't black.
He
He
don't-
ain't white. He's just everybody.
He don't want to hang out with your old ass.
He's great.
You're
Trying to get
ridiculous.
on points. Look at him.
No,
The
I'm
ending of
just
the Michael Jackson black and white music video. Black is white. Change again. Change again. Change again. Everybody.
God. Love that
shit.
guy. He makes me laugh
man.
so much.
Unk points. That is
Unk
fucking
points.
hilarious.
His takes on
Right.
Australia kill me.
Look at him. Yeah, we're doomed. Yeah, we're doomed. That's okay.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's I don't expect it to be good. For
Last
us.
thing, any of y'all read the supposed alleged Kang script?
Ooh, no, okay, hit us. I have.
for it.
I-
So you guys didn't read the alleged script that was gonna be
no. Go ahead, hit us. I haven't heard about it.
All you.
real quick because
Yeah.
I mean, all right. Essentially, Kang kills all of them. Like everybody dies, basically.
Okay.
It's like
Nice.
it's like a handful of people by the end of it. Like Thor's
Right.
daughter dies, like but it's like it's what fuck. Okay. What happens at the end of this shit essentially is the 3 Kangs that they were showing at the end of Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They come, the Avengers assemble, which is Cassie and Sam and whatever, blah blah blah.
You're right.
They go through it. They get decimated. The Kangs take over the world. They decimate some more. More
Shit.
Avengers die. It's really
Right.
probably just Sam at the end of it. By the end of this whole thing, Kang Prime, which is the one that died at the end of, he dissolves into like, while this is all going on, he's into like the nega quantum, like whatever. And essentially, he's just kind of going through it. There's like a pauses of him kind of seeing his past and the future and what he's done. And they're kind of explaining how he's killed so many Avengers, and as this is going on, the Avengers are also dying. So eventually he kind of goes through this epiphany where he realizes that he is Kang Prime, kind of like how Ant-Man in Ant-Man Quantumania, like where all those Ant-Man kind of dissolved, like where all the Ant-Man kind of were doing that like weird thing and they were like getting shredded apart, but then only like one survived, kind of like
Yeah.
the same thing happens to Kang, except he gets like this almighty power and becomes Beyonder Kang,
Oh.
right? Fights the last the more Egyptian one, whoever the more Egyptian of the Kang variants was.
Yeah.
He ends up fighting him, and then reshaping the world into Battle World, and then it goes into
Oh wow. Okay.
and whoever's left out of the Avengers, he basically just imprisons them. Meanwhile, Deadpool, Wolverine
Oh no.
are held back and picked up by not even like the Fox universe of them. It just says the Fantastic Four. They pick them up in the Ark, and they basically take them and have them like stay in the Ark and survive as the world basically goes kaputski and gets reformed as Battle World. And
Because that happens in the comic,
exactly,
but it's like different people. Okay.
right. They land, and Beyonder Kang immediately just imprisons all the heroes that are left. So whatever is left of Sam and whoever, and then Fantastic Four, Wolverine just imprisons them, and then ends up. But I'm not giving it justice. It was way more intense of like the shit that they described and people dying, like things that you're like, oh, they're never showing this on screen. Like
That's wild. Yeah, I feel like the script could have pretty much anything in it because they know that the script's not moving forward anymore.
Right.
So it could get really wild, like whatever version of it that is leaking. People might have added stuff and whatnot. Who knows at this point? But
And then apparently a lot of the Marvel movies tend to have a running script. So whatever,
Right.
like, we're gonna take out this, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna like improv this thing over here, and then keep it going.
And I'm hoping that they stop because I mentioned how I listened to that MCU like audiobook.
Yeah.
And in the audiobook, they talk about the fact that the way they produce a lot of these Marvel MCU stories is they have the action scenes. Like we have this action scene, and this action scene. So we have to write a story that gets us to A, and then a story that gets us to B, and then a story that gets us to C.
God.
And I was like, wow, really?
That's what is it called?
Oh, man.
Transformers 2.
Oh, is that how they wrote that?
Yeah, because that was being
Yeah,
written
that's
around the same
unfortunate.
time as the writer's strike. So
Oh yeah.
so so the director was making all the action scenes. He had the action
Yeah.
scenes, and he was like, "You guys have to figure out a story between these two action scenes." And then
Yeah.
these two,
Yeah.
Then these two go.
The only thing is, for Marvel, they were able to do this for so long that they had successful movies for a while with those like action scene to action scene. It's just that it started to fall apart because people started to see through the, like
Yeah,
Wizard
used
of
to it.
Oz. We saw through the curtain and we're like, oh wait, these scripts all kind of feel the same. It's because you're using the same
Template.
build. Yeah, they're using the same templates to get from action scene to action scene.
Cookie cutter.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, remember I told you there was a while where a bunch of superhero movies, there's always the sky is falling. And
Yeah.
I liked Ant-Man because it was so tiny. It was so tiny.
Yeah.
It was so small. It was so contained. I was like, yes, the sky's not falling. Thank you. Like
Yeah.
at
But I
some
think
point, the government's gonna be like, okay, the sky, we locking it off.
True.
No one's flying. No
one's
more.
allowed in the
Shut
atmosphere.
it down.
But
I'll let you say this because we're gonna get to the ad break right after.
I know it's super small, but I just feel part of also that dissension was you should have kept that each hero had a theme. Like you should have really, like, example, Captain America should have always been the spy stuff. Same with like it should have been very spy / Jason
Thriller.
Bourne type stuff.
You don't get
Thor
Robert
was like your
Redford.
like happy magical and stuff. Like you should have stayed certain lanes ish, and that would have helped make it less cookie cutter.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna play these ads one more time, and then we'll be back to sign off. I tried so hard to hit play, and it didn't go to the second ad. So poor Skinny caught coughing so hard. Sorry, Skinny. That's on me.
How'd you rip my audio like that, nigga? Hold on. If you can do that, that means other people can do that.
Yeah. I'll show you. I'll show you after.
Yeah, do show me.
Yeah. You can essentially rip anything from Instagram. Just so you guys know. Everything and anything you post on Instagram can essentially be downloaded. Yes, all of it. Skinny's like, wait, what?
Nothing's safe on the internet.
Yeah.
One of our promos this week could just be the skinny cough.
Skinny, anything you want to tell the people about the event tomorrow?
Ah man, show up at 6. It's going down at Belmont. It's supposed to be 6 to 11:30. It is it is a beat kits, the biggest beat battle in Canada, supposedly. And I am joining this wonderful beat battle. It's going to be me against 30 other participants.
Dang.
I'm not familiar with of their work. Most of them, I believe, are of the younger generation of production. I don't know if I'm the only veteran going into this, but I'm going in there to get unk points. And yeah, it should be interesting. Should be very interesting. The adventure getting to this point has been very again interesting. And
yeah,
I'll save it for when I win to tell you my true
respect.
story
Okay.
of these events. I believe I'll be documenting it. I was going to try and get my boy Long Life out there, but nah, I'm gonna go ahead and document it myself. Got my trusty phone, got my own, exciting channels of the internet where nothing.
Yeah.
So catch me out there, follow my stories. You'll see me on the Figgy channel, the YouTube live, wherever I'm gonna be, and I'm gonna try and shut shit down.
Wow,
I like the confidence.
I appreciate it. That's dope. Jaws, you want to do the tell us where people can check out some more other stuff?
Yeah, man. Check out Transformers Slag and the Toy Armada podcast with Aaron Archer on YouTube.
And don't forget, you guys, we're going to be at the event. MTL Movie Club is happening at Colors, which is on Saint-Amboise on the 26th. Doors are at 6. The event starts at 7. It's a movie trivia night. You guys can come check it out. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. The link is going to be in the description of this episode on YouTube and anywhere else that you're listening or watching it. So make sure to check it out. And guys, that's the whole show. We had a great one. It's been a blast. We'll see you guys next week. Peace, y'all.
Peace.